Entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Dr. Amanda, and if it's your first time here, you're in the right place. If you're a growth-minded entrepreneur who's ready to get aligned with your inner power to get what you want in life and business. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 characteristics of an inner power entrepreneur. Why does this matter? Because this is called the Inner Power Entrepreneur Podcast, and I want to be sure that you know what that actually means. What does it mean to be an inner power entrepreneur? I know that if you watch other successful entrepreneurs, you notice some characteristic traits, some habits, some mindset strategies that they use that overlap, because all successful people leave clues. And when I say successful people, let's imagine that we all have the same goal here. The goal is to build a business that we love, that gives us time and money freedom, whatever that means to us. And for me, what that means is that I get to do everything I choose to do in my zone of genius every single day. I wake up feeling relaxed. I wake up feeling fulfilled. I'm looking forward to my day. Vacation happens every day because I design my entire life and business around feeling good and doing what I love. And that automatically magnetizes money toward me. I know that we all want that. I often think about this daydream that we all have where we get to choose exactly what we do with our energy, with our efforts, with our money, with our mind, with our creativity, with our life. And every time I ask an entrepreneur what it is that they want, they all say fulfillment and freedom. Really, they usually say freedom, and that is what is fulfilling to them. And when we say success, that's what I'm talking about here. What does success mean to you? So first, this would be a really important thing for you to clarify for yourself in a journaling session where you ask yourself, what does success mean to me? What would it mean to be financially free? Or what would it mean to be completely free with my time, meaning I can do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want? And, this goes to, hey, do I choose to wake up and work in my pajamas all day? Do I choose to wake up and have passive streams of income? Do I choose to wake up and teach all day? Do I choose to wake up and hang out with my family all day? We are reverse engineering businesses from a place of zone of genius joy. And for me, I love what I do so much that I wouldn't change much if I were completely 100% financially free. I would just travel more and do more of what I already do in different locations, because I really have designed my life and business to be fulfilling my zone of genius, which is to help people solve the puzzle of themselves, access their inner power, and really love their lives and businesses. I love, love, love to help you figure out what makes you thrive, what's blocking you from thriving. So, if you look at the cover of the podcast, you'll see that it says, know who you are, know what you want, and know how to get there. And that's really what every episode is on this podcast. It's about you accessing your inner power, learning the tips, tools, and strategies to do that. And today I want to give you an overview of the top 5 that I came up with. These are characteristics that I see myself and entrepreneurs who are far more quote unquote successful than me. And when I say that, I mean they are financially free, where they're 100% choosing to do what they're choosing their day 100% because they're completely financially free. And I'm not necessarily saying that financial freedom equals success. I'm saying that you having enough money for you to choose exactly what you do with your time, that's what it means to me. And then whatever you do with that time is going to automatically be within your zone of genius. Because imagine if you had $1 billion, you would never ever do anything you didn't want to do. You would choose everything by I get to, I want to, I enjoy to. You would never go, oh, I have to do this today, because in many ways you would drop that obligatory have to, especially as an entrepreneur, where it goes, I have to get up and do this thing to make money, to make sure I make it in my business, right? That trap keeps a lot of entrepreneurs stuck. So let's break down the top 5 characteristics of an inner power entrepreneur. Number 1, inner power entrepreneurs live by be, do, have. And what I mean by this is that you know that everything that you get in your outer world is first and foremost an outcome of your energetic alignment. So your energetic alignment always comes first. And what this means is that inner power entrepreneurs have a powerful morning routine, and they do it every single day. And the reason for that is because it's really important to get aligned first thing in the morning so that you set yourself up for success for the rest of the day. If you start your day off stressed out, the rest of your day flows in that direction. And so it doesn't really flow, it actually gets frustrated in that direction, and you encounter more and more blocks. And so when you live by be, do, have, you know that it's your state of being that comes first. Your thoughts, your decisions, your feelings, your actions are all going to happen based on your state of being. So in that do part, you don't start taking action. Your habits are not put into play until you get aligned first, and then you get to have the results that you want. So a really powerful morning routine is learning, journaling, meditation. I've talked to tons of high power entrepreneurs, and they all say the same thing. They start their morning out with a powerful morning routine. They get aligned first thing in the morning, and then they start their day. Many entrepreneurs, for this reason, get up very early. I'm less rigid on that. I think it depends on if you're a morning or an early bird gets the worm type of person, or maybe you're a night owl and you like to stay up late and you're most productive then. The trick here is to know yourself and know your state of being when it thrives the most, and when you're the most productive, when you're the most clear-minded. You want to do your work then, of course. And so you choose the time of day. Just make sure that when you get up first thing, you are doing what it takes to operate by be, do, have. Always remembering that your energetic alignment comes first. Some people add to their morning routine exercise. That's awesome too. For me, I'm really great at thinking in the morning. So I've actually switched my exercise to the end of the day because I have a little bit more of a slump in energy at the end of the day. And so working out helps me raise my energy at the end of the day versus in the morning. I like to get really clear and focused on the things I'm doing intellectually. And so I've switched mine around a little bit. Know what works best for you and do that. And it might change as you age. I used to be a religious morning exerciser. I would do that first thing. And I've pivoted in my 40s, and it's just been one of those things that works better for me now. Maybe it'll shift again later in my life. I don't know. For you, just know what works best for you and follow that. Of course, I have a really awesome daily morning routine program. Just go to innerpowerdaily.com/membership. innerpowerdaily.com/membership. And this is an awesome way to get your day aligned every single day. And of course, I created this, and everything that I put out in the world is to help you get aligned with your inner power. So first and foremost, live by be, do, have. And I want you to write these 5 down because these are so important. So live by be, do, have. And also when you do that, you're going to pay attention to getting good sleep because you're going to want to wake up in the morning and feel really good. So we often hear people talking about their daily morning routine. You also need a daily evening routine where you think about, okay, what time am I going to go to bed to optimize my morning so that everything feels good? Sleep is really important. And I know that a lot of entrepreneurs, depending on the stage of business you're in, can tend to neglect their sleep. Sometimes this happens because you're stressed. Sometimes it happens because you're excited. All of that is understandable. It's your job to decide what habits you need to implement in order to get a good night of sleep, or the best night of sleep possible, so that you can wake up in the morning and get aligned, be, do, have. Okay? And yeah, we'll dig into this more. So number 2, inner power entrepreneurs, one characteristic they have is a responsive mindset. And so what I mean by this is they're responsive mindset masters instead of reactive people. So what this means is that when stuff happens, as it does and as it will, you, instead of reacting to it, you are responsive, which means you slow down and you are mindful about what's coming your way, knowing that as an inner power creator of your reality, everything that's coming into your sphere of daily life, you created. For some reason, you attracted that to you for a growth lesson and for growth in general, for spiritual evolution, for opportunities, for you to start seeing bigger, deeper parts of yourself, for you to attract to you the tangible manifestation of your subconscious beliefs. So there is no reason to ever react to something, because if you know, oh, I created that for me to see myself more clearly, then you can respond. And I love this word responsibility because all it means is that you have the ability to respond. You're capable of responding. You slow down enough to not be reactive, and instead you are poised You are growth minded. You are radically responsible for your outcomes instead of blaming the world around you and thinking that something else is in control of your reality. You are a responsive mindset master because you choose to get up every day, align yourself, create your reality, design your future by getting energetically aligned and by doing the things that I talk about here every episode. Another way that you show up responsivity instead of reactivity is that you see challenges as on the way. And instead of freaking out about them and having that grow your imposter syndrome and your fear, instead you embrace those things. And you go, hey, I know that I'm on a learning curve. And I know that I'm not a master yet. And so I'm going to keep taking steps on the way to getting to my ultimate vision. And I'm going to constantly be breaking through my unconscious blocks. And this is a choice. And this is a habit. Most people never succeed in life because they're not willing to do what it takes to break through their unconscious BS that's keeping them stuck. And remember that your subconscious wants to keep you trapped in yesterday. Your subconscious wants to keep you trapped in yesterday because that's where it's safe. And so if you don't do what it takes to take the time to understand your subconscious and break through to the next level of yourself and bring your unconscious beliefs and feelings to the surface, you're going to stay stuck forever doing the same things over and over again and blaming something outside of you thinking that you're not in control. And if you're hanging out with me, I'm not going to let you do that. Everything I teach is about you getting conscious. It's about you being mindful. It's about you being a deliberate creator of your reality. It's about you choosing to design a life and business that you love because you only get this one life in this body that you get to create. And I don't want you to stay stuck like a victim. I don't want you to think that you don't have control. I want you to be an inner power master and learn how to be responsive. Another thing that's really important here when you're responsive is that you wake up and you recommit every single day. You don't just commit once and then go, oh, hopefully it'll work out. And when challenges start to come, I'm going to give up. No, you know what you want. And you recommit every day, and you wake up every single day and you recommit to your big vision, which is number 3. Inner power entrepreneurs, a really just patterned characteristic that they have is that they live in their zone of genius and they are vision driven. So this is number 3, zone of genius and vision driven. What this means is that they know who they are and they know what they want. Okay. So knowing what your zone of genius is, what are the things that make you feel just giddy with joy, make you feel content, fulfilled, wanting to take inspired action, the things that have you feeling like, yes, 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 this is the only thing that I would choose to do with my life, and I'm excited to get paid to do it. I'm excited to share this with the world. I'm excited to get paid and do the things I love in my zone of genius, right? And so in this way, these entrepreneurs know their vision. And what that means is they know their lifelong vision, where they're headed, and they set manifestation-based goals to get there. So they get aligned with their energy. They set goals that are not ego-driven, but instead are soul-driven. I love to think of this concept of like soul values, and your zone of genius is a soul's code. It's things that you will notice you have done across your entire life course, and it's things that give you juice, give you energy, make you feel smarter, more confident because you're doing things that are already aligned with your soul. And whatever you believe religiously, it's like you could say your inner power is a soul code. Your inner power is your unique fingerprint of who you are, how you show up in the world, and the gifts and the value that you bring to yourself and the people that are around you, whether that's your family, your partners, your friends, your people that you work with. You bring value through your zone of genius, and that is where you shine the most, and your vision is tied to that. So when you're vision driven, it could be that you have a vision to travel and step on every country in the world. That could be it. It could be part of it. And part of that could be because you love to hang out with people and you love new experiences and you love, we're all different. People's visions are going to be different. The trick here is that you know what your vision is and you take daily steps to get there. You don't just have this pie in the sky thought of, oh, that would be nice someday. No, you're getting up every single day and you're taking inspired action in the direction to fulfill your vision. And that's really a manifestation-based goal. That's how we set manifestation-based goals, is by being very driven emotionally by our why, because remember, emotions are what create magnetism. And so when you're vision driven and you're doing stuff from your zone of genius, you will automatically fulfill your long-term goals. It would be impossible not to, because you are aligned when you are vision driven in your zone of genius and you feel good. Your feelings are going to magnetize opportunities to you to fulfill your vision. And you can see how this makes it a lot easier when you know your zone of genius and when you know your vision. You become an automatic attractor magnet for the things that you consciously say you want. When you don't know your zone of genius and you don't know your vision, the universe is going to send you opportunities to figure it out. So you're going to get some confused things coming your way, things that you think like, why is this happening to me? When in reality, I think of it as the universe having your back, and it's going, hey, you're not sure what you want. I'm going to send you to some stuff to help you figure it out. This happens through the law of contrast. You have different experiences to figure out what you do and don't want. A really great example of this would be dating. So when you go in the dating world, you go on a date with someone and you're like, oh, they checked this box and this box, but not this, this, and this. That's something I really want. Next date you go on, you're looking more clearly for the things that didn't get checked. And then you're refining as you go through the process of dating to find, let's say for you, if you're a monogamous and want to be partnered long-term, the one, right? And so you're getting clear about that in the process of dating. You don't just wake up in the morning and go, I want this person and they already know everything and I'm going to go find them. That's very rare, because we've got to learn through experience. We've got to learn about ourselves through experience. Business building is exactly the same. It's really wild how we step into business and we think, oh, I should know exactly what I want. I should know exactly who I'm best at helping, and I'm going to get there really fast, and it's all going to be easy. And it just doesn't work that way. Your mindset about it matters. You could commit daily and recommit daily to going, I am clear that I have decided to have a powerful business that gives me time and money freedom, and that I get to design days that I love doing what I enjoy. And that could be making money doing what you enjoy. It could be making money in ways that you're good at, and then you spend the money in ways that you have hobbies that you really enjoy funding. There are a lot of ways to piece this together, but just you want to be clear. You want to be living in your zone of genius. You want to be vision driven. You want to be responding to your surroundings instead of reacting. And you want to be living by be, do, have, where you are getting energetically aligned first, loving yourself first and foremost, feeling aligned within yourself, knowing who you are, feeling confident, and then you expand that out into the world and you automatically start to attract success your way. This does not mean that you're not going to experience challenge. You cannot grow without challenge. So you will experience challenge. I'm not saying that you're going to get up and when you get aligned with these inner power characteristics, all of a sudden life is just easy peasy butterflies and rainbows. It can feel that way because your mindset around it has been reframed. Yet you will have challenges come your way. The difference is that now you get to be more in control of the challenges because you are more conscious. The more conscious and mindful you become, the less volatile your life is. The more conscious and mindful you become, the less volatile your money is. The more conscious and mindful you become, the more connected your relationships will be. This is because it's all coming from you. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. And so anytime you want something different on the outside, you've got to change what's within. And so that's what all of this work is about. If you want to have a killer business that you love, design a life you love, design a business you love, design a relationship you love, design the amount of money you want in the bank, it starts with you becoming an inner power seeker, becoming mindful, becoming responsive, becoming growth-minded, becoming a person who sees their fears, allows their fears to come, and still keeps moving through it because they are vision driven in their zone of genius. Okay, so that's the first 4. Number 5. Ooh, actually, no, that was the first 3. Number 4, you are a high ROI time master. Okay, so an inner power entrepreneur is a high ROI time master. And what I mean by this is that they pay attention to ROI activities. And this isn't just about money. This is about the least effort in with the most reward out. So you're doing the least work with the most gain in the highest joy. Okay, that is high ROI activities. When you can put effort out there that doesn't feel like quote unquote work, you're just doing things in your life that feel inspired, and that doesn't feel like effort at all, and you're getting high reward and you feel really good, that is you being a master of your time. We all have the exact same amount of time. And so it isn't about mastering time. It's about mastering yourself to use your time wisely, and then you get better results. That's how I think of productivity. You're being productive when you're getting to do things you love. It gets high reward and you're enjoying it. It's magnetizing money. It's magnetizing opportunities. It's magnetizing all the things you say you consciously want. That's you being a high ROI time master. A trick here also is that you must learn to say yes to what's aligned and no to what is not aligned. And this ties back to you knowing yourself, right? You've got to know who you are, know what you want, and know how to get there. When you know who you are, you know your zone of genius. You know the things that are in your zone of competence or incompetence and not in your zone of genius, and you delegate those away, or even in your zone of excellence. So when you aren't in your zone of genius, you have less high ROI. So your ROI lowers when you're not in your zone of genius. Your ROI is the highest in your zone of genius. So anything that's not in your zone of genius, you want to start to learn to drop, automate, and delegate. And high ROI time masters know how to do that. They're not afraid to delegate. They don't go, oh no, it's going to cost me money to delegate. Oh my God, it's going to cost me so much money. Instead, they're like, oh my God, I cannot wait to delegate. I delegate this as fast as possible because I know that when I spend my time doing what I love, I have the highest reward in money, in time, in energy, in love for self, in confidence, in focus, in everything. Because when you love what you're doing, things get so much easier. And so you want to delegate away all the stuff that you don't enjoy doing. So you got to learn to say yes to what's aligned and say no to what's not aligned. This is really important because when you decide to cut off things that aren't aligned, you're sending a signal to yourself and to the universe that you are not willing to compromise. And when you do that, oh, it's so amazing when this happens. You will notice how all of a sudden you'll say no to something that keeps coming your way as an opportunity, but it doesn't really feel that great. And you finally are like, I've had enough of this. I'm burnt out. I'm not doing it anymore. You say no, you cut off the thing, and then it opens the door for something more aligned to come in. This happens to me all the time on this entrepreneurial journey where I'll feel like, oh, I should do that. It's what I've been told to do, or I've been doing it this whole time, so I just need to keep doing it. And then as a manifestation coach and a mindset coach, I'll be sitting there analyzing myself in a responsive way, right? And I'm sitting there self-reflecting, working on getting as conscious as I can. And I'll go, wait a second, I am doing what I teach people not to do. And so then I'll go, screw it, I'm not doing this anymore. And I cut it off, and almost instantly, sometimes within an hour, even faster sometimes, an opportunity will come that's more aligned. And it blows my mind every time. And it shouldn't, because this is just universal principles showing up to validate. And it just is the way it is. And so remember to cut off shit you hate. Delegate. Cut off the things you don't want to do. Drop the things that are non-essential. Get rid of the heavy load of crap you're carrying that is not essential. And don't torture yourself by doing things you don't enjoy doing and thinking that you have to, by being addicted to thinking you got to work hard, or you're afraid that if you feel too good, you don't even know what to do with yourself. It's wild that we do this, but it really does happen. It's one of my big, I'd say, competing commitments where I sometimes feel bad when I feel good, because I go, oh my God, like, is it fair that I get to feel this good and other people don't? Or, what if I feel so good in this version of my life, but I didn't feel as good when my kids were younger, and so now my kids think I'm a jerk because I struggled when they were young. And these are things that I get to work through. And I tell you these stories because I want you to know that you're not alone. This happens to everybody. No matter what stage you are in the game, growth is growth. You're just facing different things as you grow. And it's always a choice. I can either be victimized by my history and I can recreate it, or I can consciously choose to face it and look at these feelings that are scary to look at, and then become more powerful and become more aligned so that I can magnetically attract with ease and joy and flow and fun and feel really good and let go of all this baggage that can hold us back. Okay, number 5, enjoy the journey of serving people in a win-win exchange. This is a long one that all of these here, actually, we could do a workshop on every single topic. I'm packing it all into one episode. So enjoy the journey of serving people in a win-win exchange. So let's break this down. First, enjoy the journey. Celebrate yourself. Don't be one of those people that puts so much on your plate, and then when you accomplish it, you don't even take the time to notice because you've already stacked your plate so high with other stuff to do that you don't slow down enough to reward yourself. You've got to celebrate all of your wins, big and small. And when you train yourself to do this, you get better high ROI results because you are creating a positive neural feedback loop in your brain that says, ooh, when I accomplish a thing, I get rewarded. This is very Pavlovian and simple, and yet most entrepreneurs do not do it because they have such big to-do lists and so much on their plate, and they're so focused on what they haven't accomplished yet that they tend to just keep going and going and going and going. So don't do that. So that's part of enjoying the journey. The serving people in a win-win exchange, this is you knowing that selling is caring. So if you think about being an inner power entrepreneur that is a master, you are enjoying what you do in your business. You're not freaked out by it. You're not going, oh my God, I can never promote myself. And I don't want to talk to people about it because what if they reject me? And what if they think I'm trying to sell them and I sound like a sleazy salesperson? Let all of that go. Selling is caring. When you have a solution for someone and they're looking for help and you don't share it with them, that is detrimental to them and to you. So instead, we want to create a win-win where you get to sell and care. And just remember, selling equals sharing and caring. That's it. You're just sharing what you have with people. You're caring about them. Obviously, you want to put it in front of people who are interested. And so this is where you've got to know your people well, and you've got to be interested in creating win-win exchanges. When you're interested in exchanging value, meaning that they pay you for your solutions in the world, that creates a win-win exchange. And when you do that, it's an awesome exchange. Nobody is at a deficit there. So stop freaking out about not doing lead gen. Well, stop freaking out about doing lead gen. And remember that what you have is like being water in the desert for someone who is dehydrated and dying from thirst. Okay? The right people at the right time are praying for what you have, and they are ready to work with you. Not if you don't enjoy the journey and you act like selling is a burden, and when you talk to them you feel desperate and sleazy, or you just don't really enjoy the process of selling. People can feel that. It's invisible, energetic awareness that we all have. Some people are much more in tune with this than others, but I don't care who you are. Even if you're pretty low on that EQ spectrum, if a salesperson is selling you something that you don't need or want, or they're not confident in it themselves, people can feel that. And they might not be able to articulate why they feel off in the exchange, but they feel it. And so align yourself. Enjoy the journey of serving people. Care about what you bring to the world. Appreciate yourself and the people around you. Talk to them, share with them, care about them, create win-win exchanges. Enjoy the journey of entrepreneurship, or do something different. No one said you have to be an entrepreneur. I always think this is amazing when it's like, I know we all know this, we've seen this before, where we look at school teachers who are like mean to the kids, and you just go, why the hell are you teaching? There are so many other jobs. And then I think about this when I see entrepreneurs who are complaining about their businesses. It's like, no one made you be an entrepreneur. You are choosing your reality. You are the person who's choosing your reality. No one's making you do it. So enjoy the freaking journey. Okay. Always remember, you can't get what you want doing what you don't want to do. It is impossible to have an easygoing life where everything's filled with happiness and fulfillment when you're building a business that stresses you out. If you're feeling stressed out every day as you build your business, you're creating a future to be stressed out about. So your lifestyle is never going to be this happy-go-lucky, awesome feeling, fulfilling adventure if every day you're building a business that you don't enjoy and you're feeling stressed out. So just remember that. That's really important. Okay, let's recap. So the 5 characteristics of an inner power entrepreneur. Number 1, they live by be, do, have. Number 2, they are responsive mindset masters. Number 3, they are zone of genius and vision driven. Number 4, they are high ROI time masters. And number 5, they enjoy the journey of serving people in a win-win exchange. All of this comes down to you knowing who you are, knowing what you want, and knowing how to get there. And I'm psyched to be on this journey with you because this is a lifelong process. You've heard me probably, if you've been here with me before, talk about the spiral growth curve. This is a never-ending expansion of yourself. And I think the biggest gift of being an entrepreneur is that you get to spiritually evolve through making money in a business doing what you love. To me, that is the greatest gift of all time. I have unlimited access to expanding myself, to creating win-win situations, to helping other people grow. And there's no limit on my income or impact. I get to choose that. And I think that is such a huge gift of entrepreneurship. So let's live by these 5 characteristics. Let's be on this journey together. I'm so psyched you're here. You are why I do this every day. I love bringing you value in podcasts, in coaching, in the programs that I offer, and I enjoy hearing from you. So if you got something out of today, definitely DM me on social media at InnerPowerDaily, I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, all the places. So hang out with me there, and until next time, I'm sending you giant hugs and inner power high fives.